Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? It is Friday. I think we're the 12th of April already, and we're going to go over the race of the day, which is the Maker's Mark Mile at Keenland, and that is going off a little bit later this afternoon. Let's see, about 5:16 p.m. Eastern, or for me, 4:16 Central. So we'll just do a quick rundown of the race, the way I feel about it from the beginning, and as I've looked at it over the last few days. This is a very tough race. Now, I believe for sure the six, Carl Spackler, is the best horse in this race if he's on, if he runs. But of course, they're horses, they're animals. Just like humans, they have good days and bad days. If he's off his game today, he can still win this race. But I think if he runs his race, he's going to be very tough to beat. However, if he doesn't, it's open to quite a few horses that have a very good shot that right now are running very good numbers and at good class field, so, and a good track. So let's get into it, and we'll just do a quick rundown of each horse, and then I'll give you my final selections. Today we're going to go with again the Maker's Mark Mile at Keeneland. We're going to start off with Integration. Integration's the one horse. He is going to have to come from behind. He's the best closer in this race, or the best closing number per time for him. There's clearly some different services out there, but on the pace figures on time form, he's got the best kick. The last race he was in was pretty quick on the front end for the distance. He's used to running longer. He's been running a mile and 8, a mile and 3/8. He just barely missed in the Pegasus Turf Classic, and it was a heck of a run. But again, he was a little bit closer than I thought to that pace, and it was pretty fast. And he got pretty darn good numbers out of it. So I think he is absolutely a horse that I would look at, and I'll give you in my final rundown. But he's got good class. He's been averaging grade 1, grade 2s. And again, that last race was pretty nice and just got nipped in a tough loss. Let's see, number 2 is Fantastic Again. And to me, Fantastic Again is just a cut below, but he did have one race last year at Santa Anita that would actually put him in competition in this field. But to me, if this horse wins, I lose on any horizontals or any keys. I think they're all good, very good, that are in this field, but I don't think he's good enough to win at this point. Number 3 is Tricari. Tricari, again, is another one that is a pretty good horse. Grade 2s, a lot of those from last year. This is the first start for this year for Tricari. He's got JV on him, so you've got a very good jockey. This horse tends to close. He's a closer, and it really just is kind of pace dependent for him. But he's run well with fast paces, slow paces. And again, another one in this field that is a darn good horse, but I don't think is, at the top notch that can win this race. The only number to me he got that he could win this race or be competitive to win was at Colonial last year. And I tend to feel like the Colonial numbers, although a very nice track, for some reason horses come overinflated out of those races number-wise to me. Number 4 is Grand Aspen. Joel Rosario will be running for Jonathan Thomas. The Lasix is coming off, been running on the West Coast at Santa Anita. And I think after the last 2 races, this one again, especially losing Lasix, to me is a cut below, and I'm throwing that horse out. I don't think that horse has a chance to win this race, but it's a horse race. You never know. If they're in, they got a chance to win. But my money says that this horse, Grand Aspen, will not win today. Okay, I'm going to move on then. Number 5, Santorini, at this point is scratched, so there's no reason to get into him. Number 6 is Carl Spackler. The Chad Brown horse, got Flavian Pratt, who's been riding pretty darn good this first week of Keeneland. He does get some good mounts, but he also has to put him in position to win and get it done, and he has. Carl Spackler overall, number-wise, is so much better consistently over this field. Um, he's not going to be too far off the pace, and he can close. So he's got good numbers on both ends. He's been running in grade ones. Let's see, the last 3 in a row. So class-wise, there's nothing we can question on his class. He's doing the best he can against some of the best horses. And, he went on a 3-race winning streak last year. His last race was in November at the Breeders' Cup Turf Mile. And it really wasn't that bad of a race. I thought that he could have got involved a little more. The winner, More Than Looks, was actually my pick in this race. So I used More Than Looks and Carl Spackler. So I was pretty close. I betted a little exacta too. But in this race here, if he's ready, he's been working pretty regularly down at pace. And if he's ready to go off the bench, I think this is your class. This is your top horse. And I think he is absolutely the one to beat here. Moving on to number 7, Silent Heart. Silent Heart's another one. Hasn't done much bad at all. I think his numbers are absolutely good enough to compete for the win. But to me, he's not going to be quite up to the Carl Spackler level. He's been running lower class over at Gulfstream than Carl Spackler. But if you look at his numbers are pretty competitive with everybody that is under Carl Spackler that I think has a chance to win this race. His last time out, lost to Fort Washington by a neck. That was another close, tight one there. He was the hard favorite. He was even odds that day, so he was a beaten favorite. I like that as a strategy in coming back on horses like that if they're spotted well. But he still would have to deal with the 6, and I still think Carl Spackler is better than this horse. So, again, I like Silent Heart a lot, but he's not my top pick. Number 8 is Northern Invader. And Northern Invader, that last race was pretty sporty. It was at Tampa. Sometimes the horses out of Tampa come out legged up and they do really well. Other times those numbers just don't go to other tracks and run well. Take Gulfstream, for example. On the average, horse running on the turf at Tampa doesn't do as well when they go to Gulfstream, all things being equal. But they're still good horses. This is a good horse, and he consistently gets good numbers, not Carl Spackler numbers. So I think he's got a great chance to compete. Cherie DeVoe, you got Jose Ortiz, who is riding fantastic. Jose's ridden him in the past at Saratoga. He's been running in a couple grade 3s in a row now, 3 grade 3s, and he's got really good front end speed. So he's going to be out towards the front and probably say, hey, come get me. And we'll see if they can come get him. So let me give you a rundown of the Maker's Mark Mile as I see it. And you heard me talk about it. I think the pace could be pretty hot with Northern Invader and Silent Heart and Seminole Chief up close behind him. So they could be trucking along pretty good. If they don't go after the 8, he may walk the dog on them. But I see the race setting up nicely for Carl Spackler, number 6. And if he doesn't get the job done, or if he's off his game, gets blocked, things happen in horse racing, then I think the 1 is my next in line, and then I've got the 7, 8, 9. So if I didn't use Carl Spackler, or if I'm trying to beat him as a favorite, I'm going to use the 1, 7, 8, 9 in a horizontal race. If I'm betting just in this race vertically, I'm going to bet Carl Spackler. I'm going to hit him pretty hard over the 1, 7, 8, 9. So we'll see how it works out. It's horse racing. You never know. We've all been right and we've all been wrong. And then there's some where we've been right, but the luck, the ride, whatever it might be, ended up hurting us pretty bad. But I hope you have a great day today. I'm looking at possibly doing the Apple Blossom and the Lexington for tomorrow. If we do, and I get out of treatment early enough, we'll get that done and get that posted for you. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you have good luck at the racing. It's a tough card these next few days at Keenland, so I hope you find a couple jewels in there. We'll talk to you soon. This is Frank from Frankly Horse Racing. Be good.